Aaron Malik opened his eyes slowly as a cold wave of air touched his face. At first, everything around him looked blurry and he could not understand where he was. He tried to lift his head, but his body felt heavy, like he had slept for too many days. A soft humming sound filled the area, steady and calm like a giant machine breathing. When his vision became clear, he realized he was lying inside a strange capsule. Its walls glowed with blue light, and thin lines of energy moved across the surface. He pushed himself up with weak arms, surprised to see that his clothes were gone and replaced with a simple, smooth suit made of silver material. The suit felt warm, almost like it understood his temperature and adjusted itself. Before he could speak or question anything, he noticed a shape standing beside the capsule. At first, he thought it was another human. But when the figure stepped into the light, he understood instantly that she was not human at all. She had tall, graceful posture, her skin shining like soft lavender stone. Her eyes were bright silver, with a faint glow inside them, like tiny stars. Her hair looked weightless, floating slowly as if she was underwater. She wore elegant armor with patterns that moved like living light. Her presence was calm but powerful, like someone born to rule. She leaned closer, her voice soft but clear. "You belong to me now, human." Aaron froze. The words sent a shock through his mind, and for a moment he did not know if he should panic or stay silent. Her tone did not sound threatening. It sounded more like a royal declaration, something formal and part of an ancient tradition. Still, to Aaron, who had just woken up in a strange place, her words were alarming. He forced his voice to work. "Where am I? Who are you? What do you mean by that?" The alien woman stepped back slightly, giving him space. Her expression changed from serious to thoughtful, as if she understood his fear. "My name is Scifi," she said. "I am the princess of the Vorinth Dominion. You are aboard my starship, the Sovereign Radiance. And when I said you belong to me, it means you are under my protection." Aaron tried to stand, but his legs trembled. Scifi moved quickly and held his arm with surprising strength. Her touch was cool, but not uncomfortable. She helped him stand properly. "I don't understand," Aaron said. "Why would I be under your protection? I was on Earth, I was working. I remember walking home, then a bright light, and now I'm here." "You were taken because you activated something you should not have been able to activate," Scifi said calmly. "Something ancient, something far older than my people." Aaron stared at her in confusion. "I activated something? What do you mean? I didn't touch anything strange." Scifi studied him carefully, her glowing eyes focused. "Humans never touch strange things on purpose. Yet they do it all the time," she said softly. "You were chosen by an artifact buried deep under your world. When you passed near it, it responded to you. Only to you." Aaron's mind spun, trying to remember any moment that seemed unusual. He remembered a vibration in the ground near the construction site he worked at. He remembered a strange humming sound that no one else noticed. He ignored it because he thought it was a machine malfunction. Maybe it wasn't. He looked around the chamber. The room was shaped like an oval, with metal panels that shifted color as if reacting to sound or movement. Strange symbols floated above the walls like holograms. The air felt cleaner than Earth's air, with a faint scent like fresh rain. "What did I activate?" Aaron asked. Scifi did not answer immediately. She reached toward a small device on the wall and pressed her hand against it. The device projected a large image into the air. It showed a massive structure buried under Earth's soil. It looked like a temple and a machine at the same time, with perfect symmetry and glowing lines. Aaron had never seen anything like it. "That is a progenitor beacon," Scifi said, "a relic from a civilization older than the oldest stars. They disappeared long before my species was born. But their technology remains. We have searched the galaxy for their beacons for thousands of years. Most are dead and silent. But when you approached this one, it awakened. Why me? Aaron asked, overwhelmed. Because you are human, Salira said simply. Your species carries a genetic signature we have never seen in any other life form. Something inside your DNA unlocks progenitor relics. We do not know why. We do not know how. But it means your people are important in ways even you have not imagined. Aaron felt dizzy. He was just an engineer from a normal life, not a scientist, not a hero, not someone who imagined himself standing on an alien ship being told he was special. What do you want from me? He asked quietly. Salira's gaze softened. I do not want anything from you. But the galaxy might. When the beacon awakened, it sent a signal across space, and there are dangerous forces who hunt those signals. The Vorak swarm, for example. They destroy worlds to find progenitor technology. They believe these relics will give them ultimate power. And they'll come for me? Aaron asked. Yes, Salira said gently. They will. That is why I took you. Not to claim you, not to rule you, but to protect you. The words I spoke when you woke up were ceremonial. In my culture, bringing someone under protection is an ancient phrase, you belong to me. It means your safety becomes my responsibility. Aaron breathed slowly. He was still scared, but her explanation calmed him. It was strange, but her tone held honesty. She did not look like someone who needed to lie to anyone. What happens now? He asked. You will learn, she said. You will understand what the beacon did to you, and we will find the truth of why only humans can awaken the progenitor relics. Aaron expected that after her explanation he would be taken to another room or left alone. But Salira studied him again, as if evaluating something more. She motioned for him to follow her. Aaron took a careful step, then another, until his legs felt steady enough to walk. They exited the chamber and entered a long hallway filled with glowing patterns and floating screens. Aliens walked past them, tall, thin beings with crystal-like skin, armored guards with sharp helmets, technicians with eyes that changed color while they worked. None of them looked human. Yet none of them stared or acted hostile. They simply moved with confidence, each busy with important work. As they walked, the ship's window came into view. Aaron slowed to a stop, staring with open disbelief. Outside the window stretched an endless field of stars, shining brighter than he had ever seen from Earth. A planet with swirling blue storms floated nearby, its surface marked with glowing cities. Alien ships moved gracefully around it, leaving trails of light behind them. Salira watched his reaction with calm interest. Your world is only one of millions, she said. Now you begin to see. Aaron nodded slowly. It was overwhelming, but also incredible. His fear was still there, but curiosity grew stronger with every step. Salira continued walking, guiding him toward a larger room. Inside, the walls curved upward like a dome. In the center was a circular platform with floating rings of light. Salira gestured to the platform. This is where we will begin understanding you, she said. Aaron stepped onto the platform. It hummed gently, scanning him with soft beams of light. He felt no pain, only a warm, tingling sensation. Salira stood beside him. You are not just a human now. You are the one who awakened a progenitor beacon. The galaxy will change because of that. Aaron looked at her, still unsure. I'm just a normal person. I don't know why any of this is happening. That is what makes you special, Salira replied. Progenitor relics do not choose perfect beings. They choose potential. For the first time since he woke up, Aaron felt a spark inside him, not fear, but determination. He did not know what his future held, but he knew running was no longer possible. Whatever the beacon wanted from him, whatever danger was coming, he had to face it. Saylyra watched him quietly. Her expression remained calm, but a hint of respect appeared in her glowing eyes. She saw something in him, something humanity had always carried but never understood, a spirit that refused to give up, even when lost in the middle of the stars. Aaron Malik, an ordinary human, had awakened something that could change the galaxy, and his journey was only beginning. Aaron stood on the glowing platform as it continued to scan him with gentle beams of light. The soft humming sound surrounded him like a calm vibration, steady and warm. Even though he felt nervous, the atmosphere of the room made him feel strangely safe. Saylyra watched the floating symbols that appeared around him, reading them with quick, trained eyes. Her expression remained focused, but Aaron could tell she was analyzing something important. After a few seconds, the rings of light above the platform dimmed, and the scan finished. Aaron stepped off the platform carefully, feeling the floor steady beneath his feet. Saylyra motioned toward a nearby table where small metallic cubes floated above the surface. "These are memory cubes," she said. "They store information about your scan. They will help us understand your connection to the progenitor beacon." Aaron nodded, even though he understood very little about their technology. Everything felt far more advanced than anything humans had ever built. Saylyra touched one cube, and an image rose from it. Aaron's body, glowing with thin lines of energy he had never seen before. "What is that?" Aaron asked. "That is the signature left by the beacon," Saylyra said. "It changed something inside you, not in a harmful way, but in a way we do not yet fully understand." Aaron studied the floating image of himself. The energy lines looked like tiny circuits running under his skin. They moved in patterns, sometimes brightening, sometimes fading, almost like they were alive. "Does this mean I'm not human anymore?" Aaron asked softly. Saylyra shook her head. "You are still human, but you are a human who touched something ancient, something powerful. You are connected to technology that predates every known species in the galaxy. That is not a weakness. It is a potential." Aaron let out a slow breath. Her words made him feel a little calmer. Still, the reality felt heavy, like he had been given a responsibility he never asked for. Saylyra continued observing the memory cube. "Your body adapted to the beacon's energy without breaking. That alone is remarkable. Many species would lose their form, but your body accepted it. Humans have a strange strength. They survive change better than most." Aaron tried to lighten the atmosphere with a small smile. "Humans survive lots of strange things. That's true." Saylyra looked up at him, and the faintest smile touched her lips. It was small, almost invisible, but it showed that she understood his attempt to ease the tension. The door to the room suddenly opened, and an alien guard entered. He was tall, with armor shaped like overlapping crystal plates. His voice echoed softly, vibrating through the air. "Your Highness, the Council requests your presence. It is urgent." Saylyra's expression hardened, and she turned to Aaron. "Come with me. You must hear this as well." Aaron followed her out of the room and into the long hallway. This time he noticed more details, glowing symbols along the walls, floating screens showing star maps, alien crew members with different shapes and features. Some had smooth metallic skin, others had patterns glowing on their arms, and some had long, thin limbs that moved like flowing ribbons. Yet all of them moved with discipline and focus, as if the entire ship worked like one mind. They entered a large round chamber where several Voranth officials stood around a floating hologram of space. The hologram showed a cluster of planets surrounded by red markings. The mood inside the chamber was heavy and serious. When Saylyra stepped forward, the officials bowed deeply. One of them, an older Voranth with crystal-like patterns on his forehead, spoke first. "Princess Sayalira, we have received a transmission. The Vorak swarm is active near our borders. The signal pattern suggests they detected the beacon's awakening." Aaron felt a chill run down his spine. The name Vorak swarm already sounded dangerous, but seeing the worried expressions of the Voranth officials made it clear how serious the threat was. "How fast are they moving?" Salira asked. "Fast," the official replied. "Their scouts have already passed through the Drathos sector. They are searching for the source of the signal. They will realize soon that the signal came from a human. That means they will come for him." Aaron swallowed hard. He never expected that waking up near an ancient relic would put him at the center of a galactic crisis. All he wanted was a normal life. But now he was being hunted by a deadly alien swarm. Salira looked at Aaron and spoke calmly. "Do not fear. The Vorak swarm does not understand humans. They believe all beings with potential must be controlled, but humans do not break easily." Aaron nodded, trying to stay strong. "What should we do?" an officer asked Salira. "We follow the signal path," Salira said. "The beacon awakened for a reason. The next step is hidden in the energy pattern copied from Aaron. There must be another relic, another clue. We must find it before the Vorak do." The older official hesitated. "Princess, the Vorak swarm is ruthless. Engaging them would put the Dominion at risk." Salira's eyes glowed brighter. "And doing nothing will put the entire galaxy at risk. The progenitors did not leave their beacons for decoration. They left them as warnings and keys." Her determination silenced the room. One of the officers approached Aaron. "Human, do you understand the danger you are in?" Aaron nodded. "Yes, but I also understand running won't solve anything. If these Vorak want the beacon's power, then we can't let them reach it." Salira seemed pleased by his answer. She gestured to the hologram, and it shifted to show Aaron's glowing energy pattern again. The lines moved, forming symbols that slowly rearranged into a star map. "This map," Salira said, "was encoded inside the beacon's activation. It only appears when connected to a human. It is leading us somewhere." Aaron stared at the hologram, amazed. "So, this is inside me?" "Not inside you," Salira corrected gently, "but within your connection. You are the bridge." The image zoomed into a star system with swirling colors. A single planet at the center glowed with ancient markings. "This world," Salira said, "is our next destination. It is called Arelon 7. It is believed to be another resting place of progenitor technology." The room filled with murmurs. Some officers were excited, others nervous. Aaron felt both emotions at the same time. "Prepare the ship," Salira ordered. "We leave as soon as possible." The officers saluted and left the chamber quickly. Aaron followed Salira back into the hallway. When they were alone, she slowed her steps and looked at him. "You are handling this better than I expected," she said. "I'm trying," Aaron admitted, "even though I feel like I'm one wrong step away from disaster." "Strength is not the absence of fear," Salira replied. "Strength is the act of moving forward despite fear." They reached a viewing deck where stars stretched endlessly in front of them. The ship began to hum louder, preparing for its jump to the next system. Aaron leaned against the glass. "Tell me more about these progenitors. Why did they leave things humans can activate?" Salira stood beside him, her glowing hair floating softly. The progenitors were not one species. They were many species working together, united under a single purpose. They shaped life across galaxies. They learned how to build worlds. They studied time, energy, and evolution. "So they were like gods?" Aaron asked. "No," Salira said. "They were explorers, scientists, builders. But they had knowledge that felt like power to others." "What happened to them?" Aaron asked. "No one knows," Salira answered. "They vanished long before any modern species appeared. Some believe they ascended to a higher dimension. Others believe they were wiped out, but their relics remain, waiting for someone worthy to activate them." "And humans are that someone?" Aaron asked. Salira nodded. "It seems so. Humans carry a unique code in their DNA that matches the relics. Maybe you were shaped by the progenitors long ago. Maybe they planned for your species to rise when the galaxy needed help." Aaron looked at his hands. They looked normal, but inside them was something ancient, something powerful. "Do you think I can really do something important?" he asked. Salira turned to him, her voice soft but firm. "I believe you already have. You awakened a beacon that slept for millions of years. That alone is proof that you matter." Aaron felt a strange warmth growing inside him, not from the beacon's energy, but from her words. For the first time, he didn't doubt himself completely. The ship's engines roared softly as the jump sequence began. Stars stretched into long lines outside the window as space folded around them. "Remember this," Salira said. "You are not alone. You have my protection. My people will help you. You belong to yourself, but you are not without allies." Aaron nodded slowly. As the ship leapt into faster-than-light travel, he felt both terror and excitement. He was heading toward a world filled with ancient secrets. He was connected to technology older than time. And somewhere out there, the Vorak swarm was hunting him. But he was determined not to break, because humans did not break easily. His journey had only just begun. Aaron stood near the viewing window as the ship traveled through faster-than-light space. The stars outside stretched into bright lines, forming long trails of silver and blue. It felt unreal to him, like he was moving through a dream. But the quiet vibration under his feet reminded him that everything was real. He was truly far from Earth, heading toward a mysterious world that held more ancient secrets. Salira approached him with calm steps. Her glowing hair floated slowly, dancing like light in water. She looked steady and confident, but Aaron could sense a quiet tension around her. It was the kind of tension a leader carried before something important happened. "We are getting close to Arelon 7, she said. "It is a dangerous area. The planet has strong energy storms and unstable gravity fields, but if the map inside your connection is correct, the next progenitor clue is there." Aaron nodded. "I don't know what I'll find there, but I'm ready to try." Salira studied him for a moment. "You should rest," she said gently. "The journey ahead will not be simple." He agreed, but his mind remained restless. He walked through the corridors of the ship, passing alien crew members who moved with purpose. Some nodded to him respectfully. Others observed him with curiosity. None looked hostile. Aaron realized that despite being different in every way, they treated him like someone important, someone worth protecting. When he reached his room, he sat on the soft seat by the wall. The lights dimmed automatically, sensing his presence. He leaned his head back and tried to calm his thoughts. But before he could relax, the ship suddenly shook. The entire room vibrated, and a loud alarm echoed through the halls. Aaron jumped to his feet. "What was that?" The door opened automatically, and a Vorinth guard rushed past. "Return to the command chamber," he said. "We are under attack." Aaron followed him quickly, his heart pounding. The hallway lights turned red, and the ship's peaceful hum turned into a deep warning sound. When Aaron entered the command chamber, he saw chaos on the wide screens. Several small black ships were approaching fast, leaving trails of dark purple energy. Salira stood at the center, giving orders with a calm but sharp voice. "Shield level to maximum. Prepare to counter their first strike." Aaron ran to her side. "Who are they?" "The Vorak swarm," Salira said. "They found us faster than expected." Aaron swallowed hard. He had hoped they would have more time before facing the enemy, but fate had other plans. The ship shook again as an energy blast hit the shields. Bright lines of electricity ran across the window, showing cracks in the energy barrier. The Vorinth officers worked rapidly at their stations, speaking in quick tones. "Shields at 70%! Enemy ships closing in!" Salira spoke calmly but with urgency. "Activate defensive patterns. Do not let them reach the hull." Outside, the Vorak ships moved like predators. Their shapes were sharp and insect-like, with glowing purple eyes at the front. Their weapons fired beams of dark energy that twisted the space around them. Aaron felt fear rising inside him, but he forced himself to remain steady. Humans were not known for giving up easily, and he would not be the first to break. Another blast hit the ship. The lights flickered. An officer shouted, "Shields at 50%. Salira looked at Aaron. "Do you know anything about ship engineering?" "A little," Aaron said. "Mostly human machines, nothing this advanced." "Good enough," Salira replied. "Follow me." She led him to a smaller room filled with glowing crystals and floating circuits. This was the energy control chamber. Sparks flew from one corner, and a guard was already trying to stabilize a damaged console. Aaron rushed to another panel. He didn't understand the alien symbols completely, but he recognized patterns. Machines, no matter how advanced, still followed logical rules. He placed his hand on the panel. It responded to his beacon energy signature and opened new controls he had never seen. Salira watched him with surprise. "It reacts to you." "I think I can redirect power," Aaron said. "If we send more power to the rear shields, we can handle the next attack." He moved his fingers along the panel. The energy lines shifted and formed a new path. The ship hummed louder, and the shields brightened. Outside, the next Vorak blast hit, and the shields held. "Shields stable!" a voice shouted from the command chamber. Salira turned to Aaron with genuine respect in her eyes. "You just saved us." Aaron didn't celebrate. He knew the battle wasn't over. Suddenly, a louder alarm echoed. The entire ship shook violently, almost knocking Aaron off his feet. The voice from the command chamber shouted, "Multiple enemies approaching from behind! They are preparing to board!" Salira's expression hardened. "They must not reach you." Aaron felt guilt. "They're only attacking because of me." Salira stepped closer and spoke firmly. "They attack because they fear what you mean to the galaxy. That is not your fault." Aaron nodded slowly. He didn't fully believe her, but her words gave him strength. They rushed back to the command chamber. The screens showed Vorak ships attaching cables to the hull. Their soldiers would soon break inside. The officers looked worried. "Princess, if they board the ship, we may not hold them back." Salira clenched her fists. "Prepare for internal defense." Aaron stared at the glowing map of the ship. His eyes moved quickly. "Wait, I have an idea." Salira looked at him. "What is it?" "We can overload the secondary engine," Aaron said. "Not enough to destroy the ship, but enough to release a shock wave. It will knock the Vorak ships off the hull." Salira's eyes widened. "That is extremely dangerous. If the overload spreads to the main engine, the entire ship will tear apart." "I know," Aaron said. "But if they board us, they'll seize me and kill everyone. This is better than waiting." The officers looked uncertain. None of them dared to propose something so reckless. But Salira's gaze softened. She knew humans were different. They took risks others feared, and sometimes that was exactly what the situation needed. "Do it," she said. Aaron ran back to the energy chamber with 2 officers following him. He moved across the controls quickly, forcing the secondary engine to reach unstable levels. The engine roared louder and louder. The ship vibrated violently. 30 seconds before overload!" an officer shouted. Salira's voice came through the communicator. "All units brace for shockwave!" The ship shook like thunder. Outside, A wave of bright energy spread outward from the ship's core. The Vorak ships were hit by the force and thrown backward. Their cables snapped. Several of them spun out of control, crashing into each other. The screens inside the command chamber flashed with updates. Boarding ships destroyed. Shockwave successful. Enemy forces retreating. Aaron let out a long breath of relief. His arms trembled slightly from the stress. One officer clapped him gently on the shoulder. "You saved us again?" Salira arrived a moment later, her expression full of calm pride. "You took a great risk," she said, "but you trusted yourself. That is something not many species can do." Aaron tried to smile, but exhaustion pulled at his body. "I just did what I thought was right." "Humans often do," Salira said quietly. The ship returned to normal operations after several minutes. Repairs began immediately. The damage was serious, but not fatal. Thanks to Aaron's quick thinking, they had avoided disaster. As the quiet returned, Aaron walked to the viewing window again. The stars shimmered slowly as the ship approached Arelon 7. The planet appeared in the distance, a glowing sphere covered in foggy white storms and ancient ruins hidden beneath them. Salira joined him. "The Vorak will come again," she said softly. "They will not stop." "I know," Aaron said, "but neither will we." Salira looked at him, her silver eyes glowing with respect. "Today, you showed why the progenitors may have chosen humans. You do not fear the impossible." Aaron took a slow breath. His fear was still there, buried deep. But something else had grown stronger: determination. He understood now that he was not simply part of this journey. He was at the center of it. The battles ahead would be even more dangerous. But he would not run. He would fight, because humans did not break easily. And Arelon 7 waited for him, holding ancient secrets that would change everything. The ship moved through the silent darkness of space, but inside, everything felt loud. The alarms were gone, the shaking was gone, yet the tension in the air stayed strong. Adrian stood near the window, looking out at the distant stars. He felt the weight of the last hours sitting on his chest. Beside him, Princess Lyra watched him carefully. Her eyes were softer than before, but there was still power behind them. She had carried the burden of her people for years, but now she carried something else too: responsibility for a human who had suddenly become important. Adrian still tried to understand the meaning of everything. He had been sleeping on Earth just some days ago, living a simple life. A normal, quiet, predictable life. Then he woke up next to an alien princess who whispered that he belonged to her people. It was still strange to accept, but now, after surviving danger together, the situation no longer felt like a nightmare. It felt like a turning point. He stood there silently, remembering how he had stood up to the Dravic leader, how his voice had not shaken, how his body had not backed down even when he was outmatched. He did not think of himself as a hero, but in that moment he had acted like one. Lyra stepped closer and touched the window gently. "You are quiet again," she said softly. "I'm thinking," he replied. His voice was calm, but inside, his thoughts moved like restless waves. "You think too much," she said. "Humans always think too much. You feel alone, even when you are not." He looked at her. "Maybe. But everything happened too fast. I don't know what I am to your people. I don't know what I am supposed to do. And I don't know what happens next." Lyra looked out at the stars. "Next, we must return to my homeworld. The council will want to see you. They will want to understand why you are so special. Some will accept you. Some will be afraid of you." Adrian shook his head slowly. "I'm not special." "You are wrong," she said without hesitation. "Your courage saved both of us. Your heart reacted to danger with strength. And your presence, your energy, the way your mind works. None of it is ordinary. I have traveled to many worlds. I know the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. He looked down and breathed out slowly. I'm just a human. And that, she said, is exactly why you matter. For a moment, silence returned. Only the soft hum of the ship filled the room, but then the ship AI interrupted. Princess Lyra, human Adrian, a message has arrived from the Royal Council. They request immediate communication. Lyra's expression tightened. Put it through. A hologram appeared in front of them. Several tall figures stood in a circle, their robes glowing with faint silver light. Their faces were serious. The elder in the center spoke first. Princess Lyra, we received your report. You have secured the human. You have survived an encounter with the Dravik, but the situation is more complicated than your message explained. Tell us everything. Lyra straightened her posture. The human is not a threat. He is a key. He demonstrated remarkable instinct and strength under pressure. The Dravik were after him for a reason. They know something we do not. The elder looked at Adrian. Human, step forward. Adrian hesitated but moved closer. He felt the weight of many eyes, even though they were only projections. Do you understand the importance of your existence? The elder asked. No, Adrian answered honestly. I don't understand any of it. Good, the elder replied. Honesty is useful. Then listen carefully. The hologram shifted. Images appeared. Ancient artifacts, star maps, symbols Adrian had never seen. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors recorded a prophecy, the elder explained. A being from a distant world would carry a unique spark, a mind untouched by our wars, our politics, our history, a mind capable of shifting the balance of the galaxy simply by existing. Adrian frowned. You think that's me? We do not think, the elder replied. We know. Your arrival matches every pattern. Lyra stepped closer to him, standing almost protectively at his side. He is nervous. He is not ready for such a responsibility. Do not place the weight of legends on someone who has barely learned our language. We understand, the elder said, but fate does not wait for readiness. Another council member stepped forward. The Dravik will attack again. They will not stop. If they control the human, they control everything. If we protect the human, we may finally restore peace. Adrian felt something shift inside him. He had never imagined being part of such a large conflict. He was just one person. Yet here he was, standing in front of alien leaders who believed his existence could change the galaxy. The elder continued. You must come to the capital. You must be evaluated. You must receive training. To do what? Adrian asked quietly. To survive, the elder said. The hologram faded. Adrian sank into a nearby seat. He felt dizzy, overwhelmed, but strangely determined. He did not want power. He did not want destiny. But he did want to protect the people who had protected him, especially Lyra. She sat next to him. I know it is too much. If I could take the burden from you, I would. He looked at her. No, you saved my life. Twice. I want to help. I want to try. A small, warm smile touched her lips. Then we will face the council together. The ship continued toward Lyra's homeworld. Hours passed slowly but calmly. Adrian trained lightly with Lyra in the practice room, learning simple moves that helped him focus. His body was not as strong as alien warriors, but his mind adapted quickly. He asked questions, observed closely, and learned every detail she taught him. Lyra watched him with pride and curiosity. She saw something rare in him, patience, humility, and bravery tied together in a way she had never seen in her own people. When the ship finally descended toward the glowing surface of her homeworld, Adrian walked to the viewing platform. The planet was beautiful, filled with bright oceans and towering crystalline structures that shined like stars. It felt like a place from dreams. Lyra stood beside him. "Welcome to my world," she said softly. As they landed, a group of royal guards waited for them. They bowed to Lyra, but their eyes studied Adrian carefully. He felt nervous, but he stood tall. Lyra walked beside him with quiet strength. She whispered, "Do not worry. No harm will come to you. You are under my protection." They entered the grand hall of the palace. The royal council gathered again, this time in person. The room shimmered with soft blue lights. Symbols floated in the air around them, ancient texts describing the prophecy. The elder stepped forward. "Human Adrian, today, your path begins." Adrian swallowed but answered steadily, "I'm ready to learn." The elder nodded, then stepped forward. Lyra squeezed his arm gently before letting him go. He walked toward the glowing symbol at the center of the room. Light rose around him, warm and gentle, lifting him slightly off the ground. He felt something inside him respond to the energy. His thoughts sharpened, his heart steadied, and his body felt stronger, clearer, more focused. The council watched in silence as the light faded. When Adrian stepped down, the elder spoke with a voice full of awe. "The prophecy was true. The human has awakened." Lyra ran to him. "Are you all right?" He nodded slowly. "I feel different, but I'm okay." The elder continued, "You are now bound to our world. You carry a piece of our ancient energy. With training, you will learn to use it. You will become a protector of peace." Adrian looked at Lyra. "I'll do whatever it takes." Lyra smiled, not as a princess, but as someone proud of the person standing before her. And for the first time since leaving Earth, Adrian felt like he had a purpose, one that he chose, not one forced on him. Together they stepped out of the hall into the bright light of a new world, ready to face the future side by side. And for the galaxy, this was only the beginning.